Baswa. Good morning, Afghanistan. The elusive duck. Making videos on YouTube again. I have some important information I want to share. This is my sunflower garden. Look at this monster here, boy. Life just exploded in southwest Michigan this year. We've been very lucky. I love these plants. These are very beneficial from the time they're seedlings to the time they die. Every part of this plant is beneficial for the environment. The animals all chow down on it. There's some tomatoes and beans that was growing from one of those squash plant. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But it's not quite sunrise yet. I'm in my backyard, my sanctuary. I just do tons of plants. I can't, that's all I do. I'm going to talk a lot about the economy, the unemployment situation that is still affecting everybody. 17 markets, major markets in Michigan alone, had increases in the unemployment. You know, right now the seasonal jobs haven't ended yet. They don't end for another month and a half. And it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens when those jobs end. They probably won't even count them. But this is people that are applying for unemployment. A lot of people have these seasonal jobs, didn't work long enough to even collect unemployment, so they won't be counted, of course, like everybody else. And if anybody that had watched my videos before knows that I told you they were going to simply sweep the unemployed people under the rug. It's going to be a lumpy rug, but you're not going to see them. And, of course, my suggestion was to just kill them outright so we won't have to deal with them. Because otherwise they're going to cost money in food stamps, right? Which they're cutting back. I saw an article, some rag I was reading, they're cutting $6.4 billion out of the food stamp program. So that's going to be interesting. With more people applying and less money available, what's going to happen? And of course food is going to go up. We're going to have inflation. But I'm going to talk about the unemployment situation because that's what my passion is. I know a lot of people got screwed, man, in this economy. They lost in the stock market. I know people that were wiped out, especially with that stupid GM stock. Now it's announced that GM is going to just forget about 21 to 25 billion. And you know, if it's 25 billion or 21 billion, government estimations, it's got to be 50 or 60 billion in real life, because that's how it always goes, and everybody knows that. And I'm going to talk about the non-consumer population that is being created with these low-paying jobs. We are non-consumers, and I work every day. I work most of the time during this unemployment, recession, depression thing. I never saved any money. Of course, I got a couple of kids in college, but I am a non-consumer, total non-consumer. I really don't buy anything but total necessities. I don't own a gun. I don't stock up on food. I can't afford those things. And I'm going to go over the no-gun thing because I'm a very non-violent person. I believe in non-violence. I believe in diplomacy first of all, and most of all, I just believe in avoiding the situation. But on the other hand, I'm not a wimp. I'm not going to just sit down and fucking give up. I never will. I'm not going to say the F word either so much anymore. Darn it. Okay, sorry about that. This is Sunday morning, first day of the week. Beautiful out here. This is my backyard. I did set up a little studio in my house. I got things made a little different. I've been working a lot. Excuse me, for a bunch of rich folks. I don't do anything for the economy as far as I don't create anything, I don't manufacture anything. I just keep this island going so these people can hang out, have a place to go, which is cool with me, man. I mean, these are super rich people, and they did give me employment. God only knows it could end tomorrow. But I'm just like everybody else. I walk on the edge. But I want to talk about how I've become a non-consumer. I've learned how not to consume, to only buy, where to buy things, how to buy things, and not support these corporations. And I'm going to talk about also international stuff like Turkey and Saudi Arabia, and then Germany and Israel, of course, and how this is all tying in. Everything's related. The cost of bread is related to these wars, which is related to these politics in these huge countries. And I want to talk about a couple of spiritual things too, because I cannot, even though I tried and I wrote pages and pages and pages of different news articles and things I wanted to cover, but I couldn't talk about them without mentioning the spiritual side of all this. The other side, the side that we've been suppressed from, the side that our religious and educational upbringings have done their best to stifle, and even tell us it's wrong. to think that we are some kind of spiritual being that sets us apart from the rest of the animals of the earth. The sun's coming up. But I'm going to talk about those things because they're all related. And I want to mention, well, I'll mention the things later on, and today I'm going to make a video inside Ariel Sharon, like I said, Turkey and Saudi Arabia, the real Israelis, the real Jewish people. I want to talk about before there was a Occupy Wall Street. Everybody says, you know, Chuck, man, how come you never, the Occupy movement? Well, you know, there was an Occupy, how many, you never got involved in that, right? I didn't want to. I don't get involved in the main news. It's all a distraction. Everything's a distraction, trying to get you off the real subjects. But before there was Occupy Wall Street and Occupy God only knows where, there was Occupy Tel Aviv. Everybody should look into that. These are the real Jewish people. The real Jewish people are emerging finally. These people in charge in Israel, they're not Jews, man. That's the synagogue of Satan that's talked about. That's my spiritual side, of course. That's the synagogue of Satan. Over there, they're sitting in the synagogue of Satan is being occupied by the abomination of desolation right at this very moment as we speak. The Israeli people, Netanyahu and those people in charge, they're just like the Americans. They've got problems. They've got things inside them. And if anybody wants to know about it, man, just read about the Last Supper and Judas, who was possessed by Satan, as the Christ, God here on earth incarnate, spoke to him. Read closely what he says. If even if you're an atheist, it's really interesting to the historical aspects of this. But these people are also right now in charge of Israel. They're making deals over there that we can't even comprehend. But it's going to affect all of our lives because it's the destruction of America. America is just a strong arm. And as soon as the strong arm isn't needed, what do? They cut it off, man. And that's what's going to happen to us. I don't want to be doom and gloom because it will be better for us. The common person, the common worker, the righteous person, it's going to be tons better. You know, of the people that have been cheating people and have made their money and their fortunes in ill-gotten ways, they're going to be the ones to suffer the most because all that's going to be gone, and that's what they thrive on. It goes deeper than just physical, man. But anyway, this is Doc. It's getting 7:30. I'm not going to make this too long. First video in a long time. I'm going to be doing another one today. I'm going to talk about, like I said, a lot of things no one else talks about. I want to talk about the Leviathan oil fields over there off the coast of Cyprus and Lebanon and Syria. My goodness. Off the coast of Syria. And who wants those? Who wants some ownership? Who wants some of the revenues from that Leviathan? Why, Syria did. And who's not going to give it to him until hell freezes over? Israel. Israel's not going to give it to anybody. There's more going on under the scenes than we know. Nobody's talking about it. I'm going to talk about those things and how it's going to affect everybody's daily lives and why you should have this knowledge, why you should know it. And a lot of people tell me, you know, I talk about these things to people. I try to tell them what's going on in the world, that the underlying power that's motivating all this, that's causing all this. And people, they agree, but then they say, well, we just don't want to know because it doesn't affect my lives. It's better that I don't think about these things. But you're going to you will have to make a decision, and it better be based on facts rather than what you see on television, which is lies. And I've changed a lot. Everybody thinks I'm a sort of angry person. I've never been angry. Like I said, I don't own guns, man. I won't support these corporations. I think this, buy guns, buy guns. We have sold 5 million guns in the last 2 months or 3 months, whatever the fuck. You know, that's just crazy. I'm not going to support these corporations. These are the very corporations that are fucking us. And you support them by buying their guns and their frozen food and all their bullshit. You don't need those things, man. You know, improvise. Don't be a sis. You know, think about things. God darn it. I gotta quit cussing so much. This is Duck. Sunday morning, first day of the week, sunrise. Sunrise. Beautiful out here. Listen. Birds are starting to come out. I gotta go. I'm gonna get some bird food. Duck out.